people keep leaving my job, and it's becoming much harder for me to work as a result. So, um, there are two people in particular last week that left, that kind of left this void, and it just goes to show how much they mattered to me. Um, One of them, I don't remember meeting him at the time that he's claiming, but apparently he started the same day that I did, and um, and every time he said that, I would always get so confused. But um, he was a great coworker. You know, um, he'd always do his job. Well, most of the time, he had beef like occasionally, like maybe once a month. But he was a great guy. He was a lot of fun to be around. Everybody liked him. I have no complaints there at all. For either of them, for that matter. But the main person that left is a manager of mine. That, she was the first manager that, I believe at least, the first manager, one of the first two that I've ever met when I started working back on April 2nd. Um, and she was just a nice manager. Like, she knew when to be firm, but most of the time she was just sweet and just so supportive. Um, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit when she said this was gonna be my last shift. I knew it was gonna happen. Like, it was referenced before, but I didn't know it would be that night. Um, and it just doesn't feel the same since. It hasn't. There was this one guy that went in about a few days later to fill in that gap from an occupational standpoint up until we can find another manager. But I just miss closing or working until close with her. Kind of sucks. And that leads me to the reason that I finally am pushing this video out. Also, for reference, it's 10:04 in the morning currently, and October 28th on a Friday. The main push that got me to releasing this finally is that the manager that got me this job is going to leave sometime soon, and it's making me consider if I should do the same. I mean, there's a lot of great coworkers out there, and I'm sure you know, for those that are employed, that you really bond with the people you work with after a while. Well, it also depends on the atmosphere and whatnot, but with my job, at least, it's kind of emphasized in a way, not just for teamwork, but also to have fun. That's also that's one of the 3 points that they have whenever we have this board in our job that gives us the occupation, stuff that we need to do, etc. And one of them always is have fun. And it kind of just goes to show how much you grow with your coworkers, and just, yeah. But it sucks. It really does. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, because, to my surprise, pretty much exactly a week later, 3 days ago actually, she stopped by and said hi to the crew. So that was nice. And it was. I'm gonna go back to the time that she was about to leave her last shift. We were all just closing. I think we were 20 minutes after we closed the store officially, or the restaurant rather. And I just couldn't help it. I just like I wanted to be subtle about saying thank you. So I just gave her the tightest hug that I could. And when she started tearing up, you know, that's when I knew that it hurt her as much as it hurt me and everyone else. Every time I think about it, that feeling just comes back to me. And it's just the most bittersweet thing that I can possibly imagine. But she did come back, exactly a week later, like I said, um, which was nice. But it's just not the same. And if you're watching this, I didn't get to say it at the time, but if you're watching this, a sincere thank you. You know, you out of all the managers, I hate having a bias, but you were the sweetest, you were the nicest, and I will always look back on you with sincere gratitude over the behavior, professionalism, and courtesy that you've had towards me and everyone else. So I do want to give you praise for that. But this kind of leads me to another thing. I might consider other options later, or maybe even sooner. The only thing that's pushing me back is that, there's a certain occupation that I've been thinking about for the longest time, ever since my latter semester of senior year. But one thing kind of threw it out of whack, and I just couldn't at the time. I might have a second shot, but we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. The rain is kind of helping as well, but it's just more of a coincidence than anything else. And just adding one more thing, the manager in question that's leaving soon, he was really chill as well. He's somebody that I could legitimately nerd out with, and he's just a great guy overall. So if you happen to know who he is, and also the people that I previously mentioned, just give him a pat in the back, yeah. All right. I'll see everyone around, and if you're watching this during the inclement weather that we're having right now, just stay dry and warm.